partners. I welcome Mr. Luca Trinchieri, Team Leader, Green Deal of the EU Delegation to Barbados, Eastern Caribbean, the OECS, and CARICOM, CARIFORUM. Mr. Trinchieri? He will be delivering the marks via Zoom. Please give us a few moments. Can you please speak, Mr. Trinchieri? We're trying to see if we can hear you. Testing the sound. Oh. Okay. Okay, so Mr. Trinchieri is having some technical difficulties at the moment. Okay, so just in light of time, we will invite Keta Delpeche, Project Manager of the Agence Française de Développement, to speak. He is also delivering marks via Zoom.
Bonjour.
Good morning.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. Dear ministries, dear OECS and EU colleagues and ladies and gentlemen, my name is Quentin Delpeche. I am working in the Sustainable Cities Department in the French Development Agency in Paris, and I have the honor of taking over the follow-up of the Recycle project. Prior to that, a colleague of mine was in charge of this project, and well, it's the first time I meet you, but virtually, and I hope I will be able to meet in person in the coming months. So we are gathered today for a crucial moment in the fight against plastic pollution in the Caribbean region. The Recycle OECS project is not simply an initiative, but a strategic and concerted response to major environmental challenges in the Caribbean region faces. The proliferation of plastics have significantly contributed to the deterioration of marine ecosystem, and the project aims to transform this threat into an opportunity to develop an innovative regional waste management model, promote a circular economy, and protect the maritime heritage. Reducing significantly the environment, social and health impact of solid waste is at the core of the French development strategy on sustainable urban development. The AFD group strategy aims at improving the management of solid waste sector as a whole. The objective is to extend access to quality service for all inhabitants through awareness of reduction and management and proper treatment of waste, including hazardous waste. The Recycle project, funded by the EU and implemented by OECS Commission, is fully in line with this strategy. The project reached key achievements with concrete demonstration in 2 member states, Dominica and Grenada, with the goal of creating a reproductive and self-financing model. I want also to mention that AFD finances projects in similar geographical contexts. For instance, in Indian and Pacific Ocean, we have 2 projects implemented, one in Indian Ocean implemented by the Indian Ocean Commission, and another in the Pacific region, the Sustainable Waste Action in the Pacific, the SWAP project. So it highlights the fact that AFD is really committed to this kind of project. Our ambition goes beyond simply recycling. We seek to structure an efficient logistics chain, implement targeted communication campaign, and develop a rigorous monitoring and reporting system. So the challenge is huge. Over the next few days, you will be able to share those experiences, challenges, and solutions. Each intervention, each discussion will bring us closer to a smarter and sustainable waste management project. So be sure that AFD is really committed with you as a development financing organization. And I wish you a rich and insightful discussion ahead. So I thank you very much, all of you. Thanks.
I'm sorry. Thank you, Mr. Delpeche, and thank you for reinforcing the commitment of the AFD. Mr. Luca Trinchieri, he is now available, I believe, so please go ahead to deliver your opening statement.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, excellent. Apologies for the hiccup before I was connected, but suddenly dropped out when it was my turn. First of all, I believe protocol has been established. I greet everyone there, and at the same time, I bring the greetings from our head of delegation, Margotata Vasilevska, and the whole team at the EU delegation in Barbados. I'm very sorry that I am not able to be there with you due to other commitments here in Barbados. But in fact, my colleague Donna is there, and she is the heart and soul of this program on the EU side. So we wouldn't be better represented than with Donna. We're particularly pleased also to share this occasion with the government of Norway in the occasion of the conclusion of the ReMlit program. I think the fact that efforts have been going simultaneously from two European partners is a testament also of the spirit that Europe intends to bring into as partnership with the region and strengthening the partnership in addressing key development challenges. I want to congratulate and I highlight the tremendous work and efforts of the OECS Commission together with United Caribbean in ensuring the success of the work that was undertaken to advance regional efforts towards this full-fledged adoption of circularity in the region and in the way the region views and handles its waste. We know that's a long journey, but it's a long journey for all of us, and the project as other ones we have been part of is an opportunity also to share experiences from different corners of work. We're very aware of the challenges within the sector. When the program was conceived, it was actually the first major initiative by the European Union in the region on waste. And that's also why this was embedded into a larger regional program with the support to the enabling environment provided through the UNEP and the collaboration with Latin America through the efforts of GIZ, a European Union member states agency, with the work in Dominican Republic, linking also this to the Central America region. In this way, we were determined to partner with the region to explore a Caribbean-wide dimension and the opportunities for South-South cooperation, pilot initiatives, chart a path to improve private sector engagement and investment in the sector. This brings me to the evolution also of what the European Union cooperation has seen over the last few years. Many of you around the table have already heard us talking about the Global Gateway investment agenda, which essentially is the global strategy of the European Union to advance investments in key sectors to enable a transition towards a more sustainable and greener future. And in the Caribbean, this, of course, goes across a number of sectors. When we designed this program, we didn't have the Global Gateway, but interestingly enough, the program is designed already capturing this approach, assuming that public funding is not enough, and that to achieve transformational results in sectors like waste management, you need to partner with the private sector. In this frame, I think we applaud and recognize the value of the development of the OECS model that provides the framework and guidance for future efforts in the waste sector in a way that nuanced to the OECS region and can point to the key aspects to be addressed to ensure that we move from linear to a circular model. The work to create recycling systems and identify markets for recyclable are the basis to which investment opportunities are built. And in a short period of time, the project has made tremendous strides for the mobilization of stakeholders. The establishment of depots to the shipments of significant quantities of recyclables to Honduras, for instance, with increases on net income in the exploration of the best methods for handling plastic waste. Let me also recognize the efforts of national governments with whom the project has worked, because also it's very clear, and it is the essence of our Global Gateway approach, that in as much as we want to bring more private sector, our objectives are and remain very strongly public policy objectives. So we want to contribute to public policy objectives, bringing additional strength to the process. And so I want to recognize the governments of Dominica and Grenada and St. Lucia. The advances in particular, the advances made here are a result of the work initiated by national partners, whose groundwork, expertise and guidance shape and push forward the actions towards encouraging investments and identifying opportunities for the sector towards improving efficiencies and unlocking innovative economic generating opportunities. This work increases the prospects for truly sustainable waste management systems. Through the Global Gateway investment strategy, the EU remains committed to continuing supporting the region in unlocking investment opportunities, engaging with private sector, ensuring access to needed technology, expertise, cooperation, building on the foundation that these projects have laid. And I think what was mentioned by the colleague from AFD just before, and the expectation that we have into bringing into this becoming the basis for a broad investment opportunities and transformational investments in waste in the region. So I believe over the next 2 days, you will be reviewing a lot of the successes and the work, and I'm sure that you'll be drawing lessons, but most importantly, identify what's next and where this basis can bring. In this sense, of course, the European Union, under this continued partnership with the region, is very committed to continue supporting this sector, identifying opportunities to bring, in particular, European investment to the region. I'll stop here. I will try to participate remotely as much as possible, depending on my other commitments. But in any case, I wish you a very fruitful proceedings. And again, congratulations to all those involved.
Thank you so much, Mr. Trinchieri. We appreciate your kind remarks and continued commitment to contribution to working with the member states, including on public policy to transform investments in waste management. We also look forward to liaising with the representative here, Donna Gittins, to speaking about lessons that will be shared not just from the OECS region, but also based on your experiences from other regions. At this time, I'd like to invite Ms. Suzanne Guyon, Counselor of the Royal Norwegian Embassy in Havana. Can you please come to the lectern, please?
Thank you very much, and good morning, everyone. It's for me a great honor to be here alongside other ocean countries at this closing meeting for the ReMlit project and the Recycle OECS project, organized by our very valuable partner, the Organization for Eastern Caribbean States. Since 2019, Norway has worked together with the OECS to strengthen efforts against marine littering and improve waste management. The goal of this cooperation is clear: to secure a sustainable future both for the OECS countries and for the oceans. And I want to start by emphasizing the ocean's fundamental importance to all of us. Living here in the Caribbean, we are very privileged to experience the oceans in so many ways. But while it provides us with countless benefits, it also presents urgent challenges. Climate change, biodiversity loss, and plastic pollution are just a few of the threats jeopardizing both the ocean's health and ours. So today I wish to highlight a few key priorities for Norway when it comes to the ocean, and also identify some areas where I believe that we can strengthen our cooperation. First of all, a sustainable blue economy. In 2018, Palau and Norway decided to co-chair a high-level panel for a sustainable ocean economy to ensure that we can both protect and at the same time responsibly utilize ocean resources. Achieving this requires an integrated, holistic approach to ocean management, one that balances economic needs with the preservation of marine ecosystems. The members of the panel have committed to sustainably manage 100% of their ocean areas by 2025 and to develop sustainable ocean plans that enable informed science-based decision-making. And this will also be among the goals at the upcoming UN conference in Nice, and I hope that you will all join this initiative. Second, going back to the main topic for today, is cooperation on plastic pollution. We are unfortunately living in a time where many countries are turning inwards. At the same time, global cooperation is more important than ever. And this is particularly important for plastic pollution, which has particularly severe impacts for this region, but of course all over the world as well. And unfortunately, last year's negotiation for a global agreement to combat this crisis did not reach a conclusion. But that does not mean we cannot afford to slow down. We must push forward to secure a legally binding agreement on plastic pollution. And people around the world expect us to be able to deliver an ambitious global plastic treaty this year. And especially in today's challenging geopolitical climate, we must prove that multilateral cooperation can still tackle urgent global issues. And Norway, alongside a high ambition coalition, of which several Caribbean countries are members, supports an agreement that addresses the entire life cycle of plastics. And our goal is clear, to end plastic pollution by 2040. And I hope that we can count on everybody's support in securing a strong and effective agreement. I would especially like to recognize Antigua and Barbuda for their participation in the High Ambition Coalition for an ambitious global treaty, but also other countries, part of the OECS, who play a very, very proactive and important role in the negotiations. And as you know, this is one of the fastest growing environmental challenges of our times. But to help to address this, Norway is also doing our part, and in 2024 we decided to expand our initiative to combat plastic pollution in developing countries and to commit up to 1 billion Norwegian krone over a 4-year period. So to conclude, addressing plastic pollution is essential for our future. The challenges we face are significant. We also have a unique opportunity to change how we interact with the natural world. So I look very much forward to today's discussions to learn more about the impact of these two projects and also about more about national and regional initiatives. So let's continue working together. We already have had a very good and fruitful cooperation up until now. both for our oceans and for our future generations. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Suzanne Giones. I note some key priorities and areas where we can strengthen partnership, including sustainable blue economy, cooperation on plastic pollution, and the expansion of the initiative to combat plastic pollution. So we do look forward to continued partnership and collaboration with Norway. At this time, I'd like to invite Mr. Chamberlain Emmanuel, head of the Environmental Sustainability Division of the OECS Commission, to the lectern. Mr. Emmanuel.
Okay, thank you very much, Fazana. Good morning, everyone. Okay, I know in the Caribbean we normally respond, right? So good morning, everyone. Good morning. All right, nice. I want to again acknowledge our permanent secretaries who are here. P.S. Johnson from Grenada, P.S. Henry from Antigua and Barbuda, P.S. Blackmore from Commonwealth of Dominica, and P.S. Montoute from St. Lucia. I think it is really significant, knowing the very heavy portfolios, that we have such a wonderful cohort of permanent secretaries here. I think it demonstrates the importance of the subject of waste management and plastic in particular, and the commitment of our member states to addressing this issue. Again, I want to acknowledge our partners, Norway through Suzanne, who came all the way from Cuba to be here. It was not a direct flight, that we know. Want to acknowledge our friends from the EU delegation, Luca, who spoke to us online, as well as Donna, who's in the room, and from AFD, Agence Française de Développement, Keter, and Camille, who's in the room with us. I know there's much to be said over the next few days, but just a couple of observations from me. The interconnected challenges of terrestrial and marine pollution, particularly from plastics, threaten both land-based resources and ocean ecosystems, underscoring the need to create a more holistic and sustainable approach to economic development through green and blue economy principles. In alignment with this interconnected approach, the Commission and beneficiary member states were able to conceptualize, design, and leverage two separate project initiatives towards one strategic goal and integrated program. This was an excellent example of pooling limited resources across projects and sources towards a unified capacity at the Commission and synergistic implementation in and by our member states. The building resilience in the Eastern Caribbean through a reduction in marine litter, or ReMlit, project sought to enhance policy and legislation for effective reduction and management of waste, increase the awareness of issues related to marine litter, and undertake concrete interventions to reduce and control litter in the marine environment. The Recycle OECS project developed a model for sustainable recyclable waste management and has highlighted the critical importance of policy harmonization, technological innovation, strategic private sector partnerships, and robust civil society coalitions as critical pillars for sustained success in the OECS region. Demonstrable success was also achieved in two OECS member states, Grenada, our host country today, and the Commonwealth of Dominica, while also supporting St. Lucia's ongoing plastic management initiatives, which began through a preceding initiative. The Recycle OECS project sought to transform the perception, behaviors, and approaches to waste management so that we have an environment which is more conducive to socioeconomic prosperity, including opportunities in the circular economy. The Commission is very pleased to have partnered with the government of Norway, the European Union, and the Agence Française de Développement to support the realization of these outcomes. We thank and commend you for your accommodation and flexibility in facilitating the opportunities for synergies and leveraging of the limited resources to support linkages, continuity, and filling gaps as both projects fit our common framework for waste management and circular economy for the OECS. It has indeed been a privilege for the Commission to work with our member states to support your priorities and visions and to collaborate in a truly regional approach, not necessarily doing the same thing in each country, but demonstrating various island-appropriate approaches worthy of replication and scaling, and exploring and enabling opportunities for cross-border sharing and collaboration. We look forward to the insights and activities, the insights on the activities, the challenges, lessons learned, and probably even more importantly, recommendations for the way forward. And we continue to, as we continue to strive for a sustainable future for the OECS by exploring the transformative power of a circular economy approach within a model blue economy region with the support of our member states. So as I close, again, want to thank special way the OECS team, especially Susanna and Fazana, our project managers and program managers. Want to thank the member states and the stakeholders, because it takes a lot from member states, from their limited capacities, have to pay attention to giving feedback on policies, on documents, and so while our member states do not necessarily invest dollars, they invest a lot of capacity in ensuring that these are successful. Want to thank also our consultants and our suppliers and other collaborators who really contributed significantly to the success, and want to thank all of us for being here to ensure we can leverage what has been done and plan for even greater success. So thank you so much, and looking forward to the deliberations.
Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel. And thank you for elaborating on the approach of effective use of resources by acknowledging the synergies between the two projects and touching on some of the successes in our member states, and importantly, recognizing the support by the government of Norway, the EU, AFD, and of course, our member states to collaborate in this truly regional approach. It is my honor to now welcome Permanent Secretary Perrone Johnson of the Ministry of Climate Resilience, the Environment and Renewable Energy in Grenada to set the tone for our meeting with feature remarks. P.S. Johnson, I invite you to approach the lectern.
Pleasant good morning to everyone. I was just hinting to my colleague that I'm not sure if it's so much of a feature remarks again, because he almost said everything that I had. So while he was speaking, I was there like, okay, let me take this off, But great. But it's really a pleasure and to bring you some greetings from the Ministry of Climate Resilience, the Environment and Renewable Energy, and by extension, the Government of Grenada. Welcome to Grenada for those of you who are visiting for the first time. And for those of you who are visiting us again, welcome. You know what happens here on a Wednesday night if you would have visited here before. So we will be coordinating again later on today. And I want to also recognize the head table, Chamberlain from the OECS Secretariat, and Suzanne from the Norwegian Government, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And I also want to recognize my various permanent secretary colleagues. Some of us were last week in St. Kitts, and I'm happy to see some of you here again. It really places on record the importance that we place on initiatives like this of a regional nature. So I want to recognize my colleague, P.S. Henry from Antigua. I met you just last week, so welcome to Grenada. P.S. colleague also from Dominica, P.S. Blackman, welcome. My P.S. colleague also from St. Lucia is Anita. And am I missing any other P.S.? I think there's another P.S. from St. Lucia. Oh, no. All right, so I also want to recognize the European Union delegation who are both in person, my colleague Donna and Luca and the others who are online, and all other representatives from the OECS Secretariat, all stakeholders, all other government officials, and most importantly, the media, because it's important for us to recognize the media. They're always here to ensure that whatever we do is being shared with the general public. So we want to place our appreciation for the support that they continue to give us. So it is indeed a pleasure to be here and to be part of this very important closeout meeting for the boat project. Is the OECS Recycle project and also the ReMlit project. So over the next 2 days, we will certainly be reflecting on the significant progress that was made, but also we will seek to take a deep dive into the invaluable lessons learned and to celebrate our collective achievements for these two important projects. Colleagues, I'm sure you would agree with me that the impact of these two initiatives on the environmental resilience and waste management and through sustainability of our region is undeniable. And today's gathering definitely serves as yet another opportunity to acknowledge those efforts and chart the course of what lies ahead. First and foremost, it would be remiss of me if I do not express heartfelt gratitude to the team behind the scenes. So sometimes we see the faces in the front, but the persons who are in the back in the engine room, the various project managers, we want to recognize today your dedication and your hard work, and we want to also say thank you for what we realized was a job well done thus far. So let's put our hands together and recognize the hardworking team in the engine room for these two projects. All of this certainly would not have been possible without the financial and technical support from our various partners. So we also wish to place on record our profound appreciation for the support provided by the European Union, by all of the technical support provided by the OECS Commission, and also in partnership with the French Agency for Development, as was mentioned, also the government of Norway through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I was told approximately US $3 million was expended thus far on this project. It's a significant amount, and we want to place on record all of our gratitude on behalf of all the various countries who would have benefited thus far and would benefit from some of the spill-out effects from this project. We want to place on record our profound appreciation. As indicated by my colleague before, the Recycle OECS project is structured basically around two components. So one component deals with mostly the development of the OECS model for sustainable plastic waste collection, treatment, which was demonstrated through 2 pilot projects in the region. A reference was made to that of Dominica and that of Grenada, and also the softer part that deals with the project management, visibility, institutional strengthening, coordination, and audit, which will all serve in enhancing transparency and accountability throughout implementation. This initiative directly supports the EU Zero Waste Initiative in the Caribbean program, reinforcing collaboration between the European Union and the Caribbean on circular economy best practices in relation to waste management that has been implemented through the OECS, and Dominica and Grenada was a case in point, and so too is St. Lucia. This OECS model is built on 5 fundamental pillars, ensuring financial sustainability and strong governance. Through its demonstration in Dominica and Grenada, we have seen firsthand and positive impact of structured waste separation, collection, and recycling efforts. These initiatives not only reduce environmental pollution, but also contribute to the shift in behavioral change and policy improvement for long-term sustainability. And of course, you will be seeing firsthand what is being done here in Grenada when you do the site visits at the facility in Queen's Park. And I myself had visited the facility on more than one occasion, and what I can say to you, it is indeed transformative in many ways, and because of the intervention that were made thus far, I can say the initiative would be sustainable. In parallel, the building of resilience in the Eastern Caribbean through marine waste reduction will also play a vital role in addressing marine pollution, strengthening resilience, and improving waste management practices. Both projects also serve as transformative intervention that aligns with our national and, in most cases, our regional goals for climate resilience, environmental sustainability, and economic development. The projects which centered on enhancing climate resilience and creating sustainable resource management pathways have had a profound impact in the case of Grenada, shaping Grenada's readiness to confront challenges posed by climate change. This project has been a driving force behind the development of a holistic approach to managing our country's climate vulnerabilities and building resilience within the local communities. Through cross-sector collaboration, innovation, and knowledge sharing. Important. Cross-sector collaboration, innovation, and knowledge sharing, because we are demonstrating that through this initiative, it's not simply a whole of government approach, but rather a whole of society approach to ensure that the initiatives are not just sound, but that the initiatives are sustainable. So the progress we have made thus far extends beyond the realm of climate adaptation, and one of the key areas of transformation is the Recycle OECS project. In the Recycle OECS project, this has made extraordinary strides in shaping how we perceive handling waste in our region. So probably I should remove the word waste from my submission today and change waste into resource. So what we have deemed as waste because of the knowledge sharing and the transformation that we would have received through these two initiatives. We are saying that these projects now serve as stepping stone for creating a more circular economy where waste is not just discarded, but viewed as valuable resource. By promoting waste reduction, waste recovery, and the adoption of sustainable disposal practices, this initiative has instilled a culture of responsibility and accountability within communities, businesses, and government alike. As we close off these two projects, it is imperative, therefore, that we take a moment to reflect on the lessons learned along the way. These lessons will not only inform the sustainability, but however, would allow for the continuation of the work of this project that will also shape the future of other similar or related initiatives. So as we engage in discussion today and tomorrow, I encourage all of us, let us share insights, innovations, and solutions that will help us to further address pressing issues in climate resilience, waste management, or I will say resource management, and sustainability. The insight gathered will be instrumental in refining our strategies, developing actionable next steps, and ensuring that the positive momentum generated by these two projects continue to grow. Looking ahead, while we celebrate the accomplishments thus far, we must also recognize that our work is far from finished. Our responsibility extends beyond the closeout of these projects. We must continue to build on the foundation laid, ensuring that the progress we made is institutionalized within our national and regional frameworks. To ensure that the innovation introduced continue to bear fruits, it is therefore critical that we sustain and scale up these efforts by embedding them into policies, practice, and the broader culture of sustainability. We must therefore also remain very proactive in exploring new opportunities for collaboration, scaling up solutions, and securing the necessary investment to further the goals of more resilient and sustainable future. The potential for transformation within waste management in our region is vast, and the recycle organic projects, in fact, the two projects, have set the stage for continued growth. We can further drive innovation in the space by fostering and strengthening waste-to-value chains, expanding the new technologies in waste processing, and fostering partnership within the private sector through public-private partnership, and well supported by blended finance. As we indicated, government alone cannot do it. We need to work hand in hand with the private sector to ensure that we have the best model for our individual countries and for the region. So I just want to take the opportunity to say thank you to all of the stakeholders. Thank you to those who would have provided the finance, the technical assistance, the know-how, those persons who we call the persons that have boots on the ground, the persons who actually roll up your sleeve and go into the trenches and get the projects done. We want to say thank you, and I express my profound appreciation again to everyone. So in closing, let us continue to keep our shared vision of sustainability, resilience for the OECS region at the forefront. Let us seize the opportunity to reinforce our commitment to a cleaner and more sustainable future for the OECS. Together, we can ensure that the legacy of the Recycle OECS project and the ReMlit project continues to shape policies, practices, and partnership that will drive positive change for generations to come. I thank you.
Thank you so much, P.S. Johnson. I know you said initially when you started your remarks that Chamberlain took some of your points, but oh my gosh, I actually made note of so many very poignant areas that you mentioned, and I'll just mention a few of them. For example, not looking at it just from a whole of government approach, but from a whole of society approach to ensure sustainability, and changing that word waste to resource. That's certainly very important because waste is not just discarded, but viewed as a valuable resource. And just one more, continuing to build on the foundation laid, and that the potential for waste management is vast within our region. And certainly the two projects have set the stage for continued growth. So thank you so much, P.S. Johnson, for those feature remarks. And ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we have come to an end to our opening ceremony. Thank you so much for joining us. Please give us a few minutes as we transition to the next phase where we will be delivering presentations. Thank you.